Chapter 15. Hey, look, half a sandwich. It's salami. Look, is that a jujube? Pizza. Part of the crust, and it's one of those stuffed crusts. Oh, I love stuffed crust. Fortunately, one thing we have plenty of at the Wildlife Rehabilitation Center, also known as my barn, is seagulls. We got the DNAs, and the four of us with Tobias watching high raptors morph into new bodies. I've been a bird and osprey before, a type of hawk, but gulls are different. For one thing, they're scavengers and not predators, so they took wing and flew off in a rush of white to open hayloft. I noticed different things, felt different things. My brain was not searching for mice. It was more open-minded. My intelligence is looking for anything could possibly be food. Fortunately, gull brains are close enough to our bird brains we all experience, so it's fairly easy to control them. We didn't waste much time getting started. Although once we did, everyone was constantly pointing out food. Hey look, french fries on the ground! Well, that's a half a Free Musketeers bar with that car. Oh, look at a dumpster behind that McDonald's! So I had to accept the animal's basic mindset and go with it. There's the beach, Jay says, hopped on sword some more. It's easy being an osprey in some ways, much less flapping. Once we're out in the water, we can stop scanning for food. Mostly. Hey, is that a bag of potato chips floating down there? I will admit the Animorphs series really made me love seagulls. Just the way they sound is amazing. And I can get behind scavenging. I'm part raccoon. Anyway. We flew low just a few dozen feet above the water, not like hawks who can ride thermals on the bellies of clouds, but he wasn't much higher than we were now. There were no thermals over the water and sounded to flap a lot to stay aloft. We flew on, skimming the choppy surface of the water. Hey look, Rachel said, over to the left. A sleek gray shape slides through the water up and down, breaking the silver barrier between sky and sea. A school of dolphins. You know, sometimes it just looks so wonderful. It's just so wonderful, Rachel said. I mean, flying. We're flying and layer life, but like them at home in the water. Yeah, just us and the sharks, Marco said darkly. Still, it is cool, Rachel said. There's a ship up ahead, Jake announced. You just now noticed it, Tobias laughed. Wow, seagull eyes aren't great, are they? It's a container ship called the Newmar. It's from Monrovia. You want to know what color the captain's hair is? Show off, Jake grumbled. Hawk eyes are amazing. I was saying I can read a book from 3 blocks away. It was hard flying to catch on the ship. It was moving fairly fast, and by the time we were close, I was exhausted. The ship was huge, painted a rusty blue, a deck longer than a football field. The superstructures all crammed toward the back. That's where the crew would be, so we flew forward over to find someplace private. The deck was stacked with containers, big steel boxes like trailers. Row after row of them lined the deck, and we could see hundreds more down the hold. We saw in the narrow space between 2 rows of containers far forward, like having walls all around us. Corrugated metal walls that went high over our heads. Tobias, how much time? He twisted his head to see a tiny watch. Been about an hour and a half. We resumed our human shape. Space between the row of containers even narrower when we were fully human. Ugh, it's chilly here. The steel deck was cold beneath my bare feet. And even though the sun was high, we were in shadow. Man, this is the worst thing about morphing. Is someone please figure out how to morph shoes and maybe a sweater? Come on, Cassie, you're the genius. I'm sick of morphing outfits. But you look so cute in spandex, Rachel teased him. Plus they aren't fashionable. I'm just saying, uniforms, something cool looking and warm. Warm be nice. When winter comes, they're gonna be sad little Animorphs. I have a more important question, Rachel said. How do we know when we're there? You know, our destination. Jake made a who-knows face. Figured the ship's going like 20 miles an hour. Figure an hour puts us 20 miles out, right? Rachel pointed a finger at her forehead like Jake's told pointed a finger at her forehead and said, Jake's told mathematical genius. 1 hour, 20 miles per hour. Right away figures that's 20 miles. Don't they end up getting wetsuits? Ah, maybe, but they don't have them now. That'd be very useful here, though. Jake laughed. That's about all the math I can do. Actually, we're moving 18 miles an hour. We'll just stare at him. I fly along the road sometimes, watch the car speedometer, so I have a pretty idea how fast I'm flying. When flying along the ship, I clocked it. Okay, Tobias is the math genius now. Okay, 18 more or less, straight south. That'll put us within a couple miles of where Cassie thinks we should go. I winced. Every time anyone said something about me deciding, it made me nervous. I better head back, Tobias said regretfully. I don't want to fly and try 18 miles back without a rest. And if I stay on the ship, I'll end up in Singapore. Singapore? Yeah, I read the log and that's where we're flying alongside. That's where we're heading. He flew off, leaving us a little watch. It was extremely dull waiting for an hour, nothing to do with try and guess what there's in big containers. On the area, we all knew what we had to do next to definitely not be boring. Basically, we're happy to be bored for a while, huddling together to stay warm in a whipping sea breeze. After a long time, Jake checked the watch. It's been about an hour, Cassie. What do you think? I don't know, I guess I was hoping when I was back in Dolphin Morph be able to make sense of more details. Mostly images, and some of the images were about sounds and currents and water temperature and stuff you can't see from the surface. Jake thought for a moment. Well, not as good as time as any, I guess. Let's head for the side. We stood up, uncramping our cold, stiff legs and arms. We moved on the row of containers to the left side of the ship, the port side, as they say. We reached the side. There was a solid steel railing that ran all around, about waist high. Jake tried to see if we would be in view of the bridge. We headed forward a little more to a blind spot where no one would see us. The four of us leaned over the rail and looked down at the water. It was like a million miles below. Marco whistled. Man, that's a high dive. No big deal for a seagull or dolphin, but a mighty long way for a human. We can't morph up here. We never get our dolphin bodies or our sight, Rich pointed out. Nope, Jake agreed to jump in with our human bodies, except Marco because he can't swim. I thought he could morph up here and then could shove him over the side. Rachel was skeptical. Jake, when he's in dolphin morph, he'll weigh like 400 pounds. He looked worried. I kinda didn't think of that. I had a sinking feeling the plan was falling apart before we even begun. I'll lean against the railing, Marco suggested. I'll start morphing, and before I lose my legs, you guys help shove me over. I'll finish morphing in a few seconds of hitting the water. Unless it knocks you out and you just sink. Forget it. Let's just morph back to seals and fly home. This is crazy. Or rather, insane. Insane, Marco echoed. That's my word. Look, we came this far. I don't care, I yelled, surprised by my own passion. I'm not gonna be responsible for anyone dying. This isn't gonna work. I don't know where I am. I don't know where we're going. I don't know what to do. Marco laughed. Excellent pep talk, Cassie. Now I'm really looking forward to this. I was gonna yell and sound like, look, Marco was setting the joke when I saw his faces bulging out from a long grinning beak. He was already starting to morph. I'm not sure, he started to say, but his mouth was no longer worked. He was growing larger, straining his weak human legs with his weight. His arms were flattening into flippers. Now, Jake said. He grabbed his flipper arm, Rachel and I jumped forward and seized his legs. Heave! Marco, half human and dolphin, tumbled backward over the railing and fell into the sea. Let's go, Jake said. And Rachel jumped with a wild grin over the railing, bouncing remote like a gymnast she was, and launched herself on a neat swan dive. Jake and I exchanged a glance. Rachel, he said in his eyes. She's your cousin, I pointed out. On count of 3. 1, 2... I climbed over a railing and launched up as far as I could and steel wall of the ship as I could. Chapter 16. I felt what seemed like a very long time. Whoosh! I hit the water feet first and plowed beneath the surface in a pillar of bubbles. The cold shocked me. The water's like ice, and just a few feet away was an intimidating steel wall of a tanker sliding past what felt like incredible speed. I kicked my feet and began to rise to the surface. I've been a source on a little, but it frightens me being this far out in the water this deep. It wasn't a pool or pond. This is the ocean, 20 miles from land. I broke the surface and gasped a lungful of air and a mouthful of salt water. What looked like a little choppiness up in the ship felt like a towering waves down here. I couldn't see any others. All I could see was the side of the ship. Come on, Cassie, myself, morph, do it. There's no place for a person. Just about nothing as helpless as a human being in the ocean. My ability to morph would not last an hour. And with the change begins, I focused on morphing. At first I thought it'd kill me. I see I must have waved a dolphin, nothing but human feet paddling to keep my head above water. My arms already become flippers. I've waved while sharply me sputtering from mouth and blowhole at the same time. I realized I could not keep my head above water. I was like a deep lungful and let myself sink. As my eyes went from human to dolphin, my vision improved. I could see her kicking and writhing around me. Jake half changed, Rachel was complete, Marco a dolphin grin looking amused. In a kick of my tail, I knew I was safe. I made the change. I was a dolphin in a dolphin's world. The human clumsiness, cold, fear of an alien environment all just evaporated. I was warm and in control and right where I should be. Everyone okay? One by one they answered. We made it. 2 out of the easy part. Well, this was fun, Marco said sardonically. Let's never do this again. Cassie, Jake prodded me. I tried to relax my human mind recede a little. I need to listen to my instincts. I need to understand the whale's instructions, something no human could do. Not far, it's just a few, forget it, there's no word for it. Just believe me, we're close. After you, Cassie, Jake said. It felt strange taking the lead, but only I knew the way. We traveled near the surface for a while. That made it confusing because whales go deeper, and the world the whale saw and knew was a deeper world than I as a dolphin experienced. But I knew I was going in the right direction. My clicks painted a murky, half-understood pictures in my mind of underwater hills and valleys and rifts. I felt currents tugging at me. I sensed changes in water temperature. In the end, I just knew. Okay, everyone get a good lungful, I said. We service blood to stale air for our lungs with good, clean ocean air. What's that? It was Rachel. What? Over there, it's a helicopter. We all watched a helicopter fly low and very slowly over the water. Just a few hundred yards away, our dolphin vision couldn't see as well as we might have with our human eyes. Luke could see was dragging a cable through the water. Some sort of sensor, Jake speculated. Luke for something in the water, Marco agreed. It's them. No one argued, we all know it was true. Controllers were on a helicopter. The Yerks were here. Chapter 17. Take in as much air as you can, I said again. We're going deep. We dove and swam almost straight down, leaving a bright barrier behind, away from the sun, from the light, from the air we need just as much as humans did. I echolocated a school of fish ahead just below us, but we weren't there to eat lunch. We swam through the fish and still headed down so we could see the ocean floor beneath us. We leveled up and skimmed along the ocean floor like low-flying jets racing on a treetop level, over waving fields of seaweed, through darting schools of fish, over jutting intrusions of rock and encrusted by barnacles and home to a thousand bizarre crabs and lobsters and urchins and worms and snails. Along the ridge along a long, low hill, we sailed over. I was starting to feel that maybe taking a breath would be a good thing, Rachel said. How much further? Then we all saw it. Saw it, but could hardly believe it. I was just seeing impossible things. Aliens, spaceships, my own friends turning animals, but this was just mind-boggling. It was round as a plate, a very large plate. From one side to the other, the diameter must have been half a mile. It was covered by a transparent dome, clear glass or whatever it is Andalites use for glass. And within the dome, protected from a crushing force of water, was very much like a park. A park in a plastic dome at the bottom of the ocean. There was grass more blue than green, still looked like grass. There were trees like huge stems of broccoli, and other trees like orange and blue asparagus spears. At the center of the small lake, crystal clear blue water. From the water grew fantastic green crystals with shapes like eccentric snowflakes. Whoa, Marco said. Man, Jake commented. Is this what you expected, Cassie? I had dreams. I saw a flash of something, but this is unbelievable. I think there may be a hatch down there. You see a part that sticks out? Let's try it, Jake said. I can't hold my breath much longer. We got down toward a piece of glass dome that seemed different from the rest. We got closer, we could really begin to feel the size of the dome. It was like approaching a huge stadium as they played football, but even bigger if you can imagine that. It was a hatch, Rachel reported. She's a little ahead of the rest of us. Some kind of glass door. On the other side, there's a little room. Another door leads to the dome. A little red panel beside the outer door. Let's try it or serve as Margaret said urgently. The red panel has got to be a doorknob. Here goes. Let's hope it works. He pressed the beam against the panel and instantly the outer door opened. We should try this one at a time and see if it's safe, Marco said. Not enough time, I said. My lungs are burning. I need air. Before I swam for the outer door, there's a second red panel. I punched in with my beak and the door closed so it's in a small glass room. We could see out up into the ocean all around, but the side leading into the dome was opaque. I knew it would have been an aquarium sooner or later, Marco said. The water began to drain from the room slowly, a little at a time. This opened an area of air at the top of the enclosure. I raised my blowhole and sucked in blessed oxygen. Okay, let's more, Jake said. I already started. By the time the enclosure was drained, I could stand on my own human feet. We made it, Marco said to his human malform. I don't know what we made it to, but we made it. The enclosure is empty now. The four of us stood there barefoot, dressed only in our soggy morphing outfits. There's one last red panel on the door leading to the dome. Ready? Ready as I'll ever be, Marco said. Jake pressed his hand and the door slid open. Felt a wave of warm, incredibly fragrant air rush in. I caught a glimpse of... then a brilliant flash of light, and suddenly I was unconscious. Chapter 18. With my eyes, I stared straight up. I was on my back. Above me I could see an ocean all around. High overhead, fish swam by, sparkling. Higher still could see a bright barrier between sea and sky, but it was far away. I rolled my head to the side. Jake was beside me, still unconscious. There was blue grass on my head, and I looked the other way. Ah! Don't move. I stunned you to see what you are, but if you move, I will destroy you. He stood on four delicate hooves, looking at first glance like a pale blue and tan deer or antelope, but he had a strong upper body like a mythical centaur with two long, small arms and very many-fingered hands. His face was almost triangular, built on two large almond-shaped eyes. There was a small vertical slit where his nose should be and nothing where his mouth should be. On the top of his head rose twin horns. Only they weren't horns, each ended in an eye and turned this way and that, independent of his main eyes. He seemed gentle, quizzical, almost delicate, until you saw the tail. It was like a scorpion's, thick and powerful and a wicked scythe blade literally glared along its very sharp edges. I knew what he was. There's no mistaking Andalite when you see one. And there's no question I was holding his hand either. It looked a lot like a Yerk's Dracon beam, and he was pointing it right at me. The earths are waking up all around me. What the... Oh. Please tell me it's a real Andalite, not visor-free. So that warning the tail arched forward. The blaze stopped inches from his face. Visor-free. Do not speak that name. Oh, okay, Marco said slowly. Whatever you want. We're friends, I said. I don't know you, he said, but he withdrew his tail. Marco started breathing again. You called me. We came to help you. Called. You heard my call. He fixed all four of his eyes on me. What are you? Human, a person from Earth. I've seen images of your kind. My call is to my cousins. How'd you hear it? I don't know. I heard in my dreams, so did a friend of mine. We guessed it's an Andalite and we wanted to help. What do you know of Andalites? My people are not known to humans. You do not travel to stars. You know only of your own planets. My elder cousins taught me this. We knew one Andalite. We were with him when he was killed. He narrowed his main eyes. Who was this Andalite you say was killed? I searched my memory for his name. He told us it was a strange, long name. I can't remember all of it. Part of it was Prince Elfingor. The Andalite jerked as if he had been hit. His entire body seemed to quiver. His deadly tail arced high in the air. Prince Elfingor. No one could kill him. He's the greatest warrior ever. No one could kill him. Someone did, Jake said. Who was there? Who? Who do you claim killed him? The one whose name you don't want us to speak, I said softly. He held his head high, but his tail sagged and dragged down to the grass. He lowered his weapon. He was my brother. Did he die well? In battle? Jake answered. He died protecting us and defying the Yeerks to the end. At the very last moment, he struck with every weapon he had. The eye closed his main eyes a brief moment. My brother was a great warrior. His cousins loved him. His enemies feared him. Nothing more can be said of any Andalite warrior. I was surprised what Jake said next. I lost a brother too. He's one of them, a controller. He opened his eyes. And you, human, do you serve the Yeerks or fight them? I fight them. We fight them. And with what weapons? Do you have powerful weapons? Only the weapon your brother gave us, the power to morph. Elfangor gave you that? It's never done. He seemed disturbed. The situation would be very bad for him if he gave you morphing ability. The situation's worse than you think, Marcus said. The Yeerks seem to know you're here. Some piece of wreckage washed on shore. They're up on the surface right now. For the first time, the analysts seem uncertain. What is your plan? To get you out of here and hide you. You came only to rescue me? This is true? Yes. He smiled in his eyes just like Prince Elfangor had done. You'll be tired of the last morph. You'll need to rest. A little while, yes. What is this? Rachel asked. It's doing me. It's like a park or something. This is the main part of the Andalite dome ship. It is where we live. The engines and warbird bridge are in the long section 6 from the bottom, with the dome perched on top. Like a mushroom or an umbrella. The Andalite blinked. Never mind. During a great battle in orbit over your planet, the dome was separated from the rest of the ship. Why? He dug at the grass with his forehoof. I was too young for battle by the laws of our people. Besides, the rest of the ship maneuvers better without the dome. You're a kid? I mean, like a young person? Yes. Are you the only one left? The only one here? Yes, I am alone. When the blade ship appeared unexpectedly, it caught us off guard. I saw the main section burn. When Dracon beams damaged the orbital stabilization of this dome, it fell and splashed the ocean and sank to the bottom. I had been here for these many weeks so my cousins would come for me, hoping that some survived. Finally, I risked sending out a mirror wave call. It works by... He stopped, looking embarrassed. I'm not supposed to explain any light technology. My brother he would have been angry at me. Just you survived it, said Sally. Just me, he said. No prince, no warriors. I felt a sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach. The others away felt the same way. I guess we'd all been kind of hoping to Sally be like a prince. A leader, someone who could take over the battle, someone who knew more than we did. We're young too, I said, too young to fight according to laws of our people. But still you fight. We feel you don't have a choice. Look, we don't even know your name. This is Jake, Rachel, Marco, I'm Cassie. There's one more, his name is Tobias. I am Axilimi Iskaroth Ishtil. We all kind of stared. Ax, Marco said. Pleased to meet you. Who is your prince? One by one we looked at Jake. Oh, give me a break, he said. I'm not anyone's prince. But the Andalite stepped forward. He bowed his head and lowered his tail. I will fight for you, Prince Jake, until I can return to my cousins. So, one ally get. Chapter 19. This is a derishal tree, Axe said. He pointed to one of the asparagus-like spears that grew straight and tall. He was showing his arm recuperated from the morphing. And that we call Animorphs. What? I didn't see what he was pointing at. That, the way the lake curves forward into the grass framed by the trees. You have a word for something like that? There are names for all the many ways the water and sky and field interact, and for the way the suns and moons hang in the sky of our planet cast their lights in one way or another. Rachel caught my eye and sounded out the words, he's cute, and then she winked. I wasn't sure I agreed. Animals are halfway between looking cute and scary. You can get past the weird stalk eyes so they don't have mouths, that we can see anyway. Or that tail, it's far from cute. It reminded me of the sharks. You want to live here, Marco warned? I mean, just out in the open, out in the grass? Or else where we live. Here we have space to run. There must always be space to run. That sounds like a very deer mentality. This is actually like being on our planet, Jake Morrow. It's like part of the Andalite homeworld. Yes, we take our home with us. It angers the Yeerks, he added grimly. Why do they care to be taken to space? It is part of everything they hate and would destroy if they could. The Yeerks would take our world and make it as barren as their own. As they will do your plan unless they're stopped. I grabbed Axe's arm. What are you saying? What do you mean about making the planet barren? He turned his eyes on me. It's the usual Yeerk pattern. Once a planet is under control, they alter to suit their desires. They'll leave enough plant and animal species to keep the host bodies fed, humans in this case, and the rest they eliminate. He said it like it was obvious, just something I should know. He started to move on, but I held his arm tight. Wait, I don't think I understand. What do you mean they eliminate species? They eliminate them. They'll make the Yeerk world as much like their home world as possible. They'll destroy most plants and all animal species except those they eat. I let go of his arm, and rocked back and forth, grabbed the air for balance. Felt like I'd been hit by a car. No, I whispered. That can't be. You're just saying it because you don't like them. There was a staring. No one was moving. He looked around us and his eyes narrowed. Don't you know? Don't you know who you're fighting? We know to take over people's minds. Yes, and that is one of the great crimes, but the Yeerks are more than that. Yeerks are killers of worlds, murderers of all life. Hatred and fear throughout the galaxy, a plague that spreads from world to world, leaving nothing but desolation and slavery and misery in their wake. I felt small and weak and cold and afraid. I looked around, even the inviting, lush Andalite landscape did nothing to warm me. Up in the sky all around us with the immense pressure of the ocean waiting to rush in. There are only 3 races left in all the known galaxy to still fight the Yeerks, and not only the Andalites can stop them. How long until your people return to Earth, I asked. He hesitated. 1 of your years. Maybe 2. 2 years? Jake looked stricken. I went to sign something around for his. 5 kids against an enemy that destroyed half the galaxy? 5 of us? And Axe gave that smile, the way he did with his eyes. 6, my prince. 6? Well, then, Marcus said grim sarcasm. With 6, there shouldn't be any problem. How'd the Yeerks get this far, Rachel demanded? How did this happen? If you're so tough, why didn't you stop that a long time ago? How did a bunch of slugs who live in dirty ponds manage to become so powerful? Axe looked at her. I'm forbidden to tell certain things. Rachel's eyes narrowed dangerously. You're telling us all the planet Earth may be scheduled for destruction. We're the only thing standing in its way and you're going to keep secrets? I don't think so. Danielle looked angry, but no anger in Rachel. Look, I feel ready to morph again, I said, interrupting attention. She was angry because she was afraid. What Axe told us has shaken her. It's shaken all of us. I guess we felt enough pressure already. We need to think that every living creature on the planet was depending on us. It was a lot to handle. Cassie's right, Jake said. It's time. Let's get going before it's too late. I followed him along the air as we crossed alien land, heading for an environment just as alien, the ocean. I wish I could forget what he told us. I wish I could stop seeing pictures in my head of an Earth without birds and trees, an Earth where the ocean was empty and dead. Don't you know who you're fighting, Andalite said. Yes. Now I knew.